somebody help, not just anybody help. You know I need someone.
Welcome back to The Price of Business. I am your host, Kevin Price, talking to you about you and your business. Going to spend some time with Stephen Boyd. He's with Suncoast Resources. He's been on the program before. You might remember him. You might remember his voice. And Stephen, good to see you again. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you doing?
Good. Kind of give us the elevator speech about Suncoast Resources.
Okay, Suncoast Resources was founded in 1985, 30 years ago, by Kathy Laney. When she was 23 years of age, she started with $2,000, and we market petroleum products and related services to over 5,000 industrial, commercial, government entities throughout 40 states, even though we're headquartered here. And today we have about 2,000 employees, and we do $2 billion a year in revenue, largest woman-owned business in Texas, and third largest woman-owned business in the United States.
Awesome. And all of it's energy-related in one way or another?
It is. It's petroleum products and services to the oil patch, and anyone that consumes fuel, lubricants, and requires related services like transportation services. We have almost 1,000 transportation vehicles in our fleet.
Yeah, and by the way, I do want to give the website. It's suncoastresources.com. That's suncoastresources.com. The reason why I wanted you on the program was to talk about what's happening in the energy industry. Obviously, when you were on in October, very different situation going on. A lot more cranes that were moving. A lot more cranes are kind of stalled now. Just incredible amounts of hiring going on. And since then, just a huge amount of layoffs in the tens of thousands now, many of them here in Houston. Last 30 or plus days, I guess 60 days, have been better for energy. Oil prices going up. It looks like maybe 30%, by the barrel, just in the last 20 days. But are you seeing some stabilization happening now, or what's your sense of that?
We've seen some stability, yes. I mean, the production in Texas is still at record levels. Inventories throughout the country are at an 80-year high. The layoffs seem to be moderating somewhat, even though the new rigs from companies that started, let's say, a year ago with very high cost basis, they've stopped drilling, but the production of existing wells is still going strong. You're right. There have been tens of thousands of layoffs. At Suncoast, what we've done is we've just diversified our products and services in the markets we serve, so we're not disproportionately aligned with the oil field services group, although it still continues to be a good business segment. Oil went from $130, $140 on the spot market to, as you well know, in the 30s. Some were predicting that it would go into the 20s. Today it's up a percent or two, around $60.50 for WTI. So it has rebounded significantly, and I'm encouraged about the future of oil production and all the related services for Houston and for Texas. Very encouraged by that.
Mm-hmm. And when you said you diversified, what did that look like?
Well, we're more than a one-trick pony. If we just sold umbrellas, for example, and it never rained, we'd really be in trouble. If we served just the oil field sector, we would be in trouble. Basically, we serve thousands of customers throughout a very large geographic area with all sorts of petroleum products and services. For example, we do serve the oil field services with ULSD, which is ultra-low sulfur diesel. We transport the condensate for them from where they produce it all the way into barges that go ultimately into refineries with the condensate. We sell lubricants, for example, to the government, to small plumbing houses, to mines, to sports complexes. We service generators, and we haul about 600 loads of gasoline and diesel fuel a day to almost anyone that consumes fuel. So you have to be diversified. We've got great people, we've got great products, and we have great processes, and we've been doing it for 30 years.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And so that makes sense. It makes a lot of sense. And so what's the sense out there? What is your view of how people are feeling currently in the energy industry about what's happening?
Well, if you chat with the oil field services crews out there, the oil rig hands and stuff, some of them are somewhat depressed. I mean, they've been working daily for several years now as the production picked up, and some of the layoffs have affected them financially. Other sectors are still going strong, considering the fact that we're still producing out of the Eagle Ford significant volumes on a daily basis. Those folks are upbeat. I think when you live in Texas and in Houston and in the oil field sector, people are optimistic for the most part. We realize that this business runs in cycles. It peaks and then it falls and it peaks again. And the world needs oil. The United States consumes about 20 million barrels a day of oil, and we're producing over 10 with the NGLs in the United States. So there's going to always be a significant current demand for oil.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Stephen Boyd, he again is with Suncoast Resources. That's suncoastresources.com. Thanks again. Good to see you.
It's my pleasure. Good to see you too, Kevin.
All right. When we come back, much more for you. I do want to remind you, best content here shows up over there at usdailyreview.com, and you're listening to The Price of Business.